Hey everybody, welcome to another Tonight Show at Home edition. My name is Jimmy Fallon, and man, we've made it through another week. I want to say this is 40 something days. that's how I can talk now. It's 40 something. A lot of people are starting to crack a little bit, maybe stressing out a little bit, but I'm hitting my point a little bit. I'm going a little crazy, but I think let's not be the exception to the rule. I think we are Americans, but I think as Americans, let's let people just get out of the way. For people that need to do stuff, they can do stuff. And soon, I'm promising you, we're gonna get through this together. And when we come back, we'll be stronger and better than ever. But this is a time where we just gotta get each other's back and know that we're all going through this together. So thank you again for watching, and I wanna thank my daughter for drawing this and kind of misspelling my own name now. At this point, everyone's distracted, I get it. Let's make some jokes. Guys, it's Friday, which means it's time to celebrate the end of another long week with the Lysol-tini. Who knows, maybe I'll have a Sex on the Bleach. I don't know, let's just see where the night takes me. During his press conference last night, President Trump suggested that the virus could be killed by injecting disinfectants. Even the mayor of Las Vegas was like, that sounds dangerous. Trump also suggested using heat or a very powerful light on the body to kill the virus. Trump was like, that's why I stared directly into the eclipse. But today, Trump said that his comments on ingesting disinfectants were sarcastic. When he heard that, Chandler Bing was like, could you be any more out of it? Guys, last night was the start of the NFL draft, and general managers tried to recreate their offices at home, but not everyone had the same setup. For instance, here's the 49ers GM setup, and here's Bill Belichick setup. He looks like a dad comparing flights for a trip to Reno. He looks like a dad trying to figure out how to get photos from his old laptop onto his new laptop. Hey, Churchill Downs announced that it will air a virtual computer-simulated version of the Kentucky Derby. Not only is the Derby going virtual, but it seems like the virus has even affected which horses are racing. For example, there's Reluctant Zoomer. Then there's Sweat Prance. There's also Join with Audio. Then there's Masked Millie. And of course, See It But Don't Touch It Biscuit. Good luck to all of those virtual horses. Check this out, Pillsbury now says that their cookie dough will soon be safe to eat, either baked or raw. Americans heard that and were like, what do you mean by soon? A little space work. As cookie dough space work. Hey, here's some good news. Actor Richard Gere is the father of a new baby boy. Yeah, he's 70 years old, which is why the boy's first words will either be mama or grandpa. A new survey found that only 18% of couples in quarantine are satisfied with communication with their partner. The remaining 82% didn't really want to talk about it. And finally, scientists say that next week a giant asteroid is expected to just miss colliding with Earth. People on Earth heard that and were like, I'll take anything to get me out of this Zoom meeting. Aha, there you go. That's our monologue, everybody. We have a great show tonight. Oh my gosh, these guys are on fire. I love them so much. The Jonas Brothers are on. They secretly dropped this thing last night at midnight called Happiness Continues. It's on Amazon Prime Video. We'll be talking to the three kids and figure out, I guess they're not even kids anymore. Gosh, they have families now. But we'll be talking to the Jonas Brothers. I love those guys, always working hard and doing something different. We'll talk about the new album, and we're gonna play a game of quarantine admissions, let's just say that. Things we've done in quarantine that we're afraid to admit. Also on the show, we have host of NBC Nightly News and NBC Dateline. He also has a Nightly News Kids edition that you should check out on YouTube. Lester Holt is on the show tonight. We love having Lester on the show. And musical guests from our Scottish friends, Churches. We love Churches so much. Wet butt. Hey guys, it's Friday. That's right, it's Friday, and that's usually when I send out my thank you notes to everybody.
Friday.
So you did? Wow. How'd you know it was Friday?
Because I don't have you know what? Only on Fridays and Saturdays I don't need to do Rav's Kids.
Oh, the reading.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Only on Fridays and Saturdays, but the rest of the week you're always.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's Friday.
Uh-huh.
Yep. Well, how about also we send out thank you notes on Fridays, don't we?
Yeah.
What'd you say, Fran?
No.
Okay. So we do send out thank you notes. Do you want me to do your job?
No, I want to do my job.
Okay. Thank you. All right, can I get some thank you note writing music, please, Franny?
Yeah.
That's just, there you go. Thank you so much. Thank you, Bill de Blasio. When are you going to press the screen?
I'm busy coloring.
Okay. Yeah, I know, Franny. Guess what? I took the booze off of that thing, so you can't boo me. Yee! Daddy wins again.
No.
Thank you. You could make your own sound effects, I guess. Yeah. All right, let's go. Ready? Give me some music. Can you sit up, please, guys?
Boo! I'm ready.
How'd you learn how to do that button? How'd you learn to do that?
I do not know.
All right, can you give me some piano music, please? Thank you, Bill de Blasio, for announcing that New York's 4th of July fireworks show will go on, or as dogs put it, 2020 literally cannot get worse. Thank you, Insane Clown Posse, for canceling this year's gathering of the Juggalos and showing that you're actually a rational clown posse. Thank you, IKEA, for posting the recipe for your Swedish meatballs online. It's great, but I still don't understand why I have all these screws left over. Have some music, please. Thank you, Disney, for announcing season 3 of The Mandalorian and giving us all a chance to brace ourselves for tween Yoda. Out of my room? Get. No, me you don't. Thank you, Popeye's new blueberry and lemon cream cheese pie, for sounding like a dessert designed by a slot machine. Can I have some music, please? Can I have some music, please? Thank you. Thank you, morning, noon, and night, for merging and becoming one thing that I like to call more noon night. You know, it's almost bedtime, you guys. Thank you. Boo, 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 boo. All right. Thank you, China, for building the world's largest sports stadium and for answering the question, what's the opposite of good timing? Can I have music, please? Thank you, contactless food delivery, for making me feel like a bear that's being lured out of a cave by a piece of meat left outside. Thank you, homeschooling. Thank you, homeschooling, for showing us that recess is really for teachers. And finally, thank you, sweatpants, or as I now call you, leg napkins. There you go. That is our thank you notes. Thank you guys so much for helping. That was so helpful. We'll be right back, everybody, with more Tonight Show. Come on back.
On and on and on. I said, and it's on and on and on.